We'll be discussing about computer timeline, ano. Pero bago yan, let's have a review first, ano, kung ano yung mga natutunan natin na last grading. Okay, CJ is on the way. Okay, so una natin ay the basic units of computer are 4. Meron pa rin nagkamali dyan. So input devices, secondary storage devices, output devices, and CPU or the central processing unit. Meron pa rin nagkamali dyan. Ang CPU, yun lang ang tumama. The rest, yung tatlo, output, input, secondary storage, mali. Okay?
Sipagsak po ba ako dyan? Kalimutan ko siya.
Mali yata lahat ng sa'yo eh. Tapos yun nga, aside from those 4 units, pinag-aralan din natin about main memory, ALU, and control unit. So yung main memory, so dyan i-store temporarily yung information and data. Yung ALU, which is the mathematician of our computer, siya yung nagko-compute. No? Siya yung nagko-compute ang lahat. And siya rin yung decision maker. Nawala pala yung camera ko. Yeah. Right, the next stage, the control unit, which is the siya yung nagpa-process naman, ano? Siya yung nagbibigay ng command to the ALU kung ano yung gagawin niya. Kasi yung ALU, kaya niyang mag-compute. Pero kung without the instructions of control unit, hindi niya alam kung ano yung kukumputin niya. Yan. So, ano lang siya? Taga-compute lang siya. So, we also discussed about elements of computer system. 4 yun. Ano-ano ulit yung elements of computer system? Yung meron mga wares.
Hardware, software, dataware, peopleware.
Alright. Ayun. So, classification of hardware. 2, systems hardware and peripheral hardware. Kung saan yung systems hardware, yung makikita sa loob ng system unit. Yung peripheral naman, yung makikita sa labas. Okay? Pag nasa loob, systems. Pag nasa labas, peripheral. And classification software, 2.
System software and application software.
Application software. Okay. Capabilities of computer. Ilan lahat yun? 7 yata yun, ano?
7 po.
Accuracy?
Accuracy, self-checking, automatic, speed, wide range of application. Yan lang po.
Yun lang po. Ayan. Pinakita ko na. Repetitiveness, store and recall information. Okay? And limitations of computer, we have 4 or 5. Ilan ba yun?
5 po.
5. So first is it cannot do what it is instructed for it to do. Kasi kaya lang niyang i-perform yung kung ano lang sinabi sa kanya. Okay? It can only do what is told to do. So, okay? Next is it cannot correct wrong instructions. Third, it cannot perform thinking. Fourth, it is prone to viruses. And lastly, it is subject to physical failure and occasional breakdown. So, gaya dito sa akin, puro mga sira-sira na yung mga computers. Alright, so those are yung mga naging discussions natin last grading, ano? So let's now proceed. Ano nga, discussing today about computer timeline. So pag sinabing timeline, ano kaya yon? Any idea about timeline? Time, oras, di ba? Panahon. So timeline, so parang parang
movement.
Time movement.
Parang 1960 mga parang style ng 2020 po parang tanong.
So ano yan? Ito yung pinaka-history of computers.
History.
Okay? So magsisimula tayo kung saan sa nagsimula, kung paano sa nagsimula, hanggang sa makarating tayo sa present time. Okay? So let me ask you first. Kayo ba mga 6th graders? Dati ano? Paano kayo nagbibilang noon nung nasa preschool pa kayo or nasa first grade? Do you write it all down?
Kalendaryo po.
Nagbibilang? You're counting, halimbawa, you're counting 7 plus 6. Paano kayo nagbibilang during that time ng mga preschools pa?
Daliri po.
Daliri, di ba?
Po. Sometimes po hanggang ngayon.
Hindi naman kayo nagsusulat, di ba? Kasi hindi pa naman kayo marunong magsulat during that time. So nagbibilang pa lang kayo. 7 plus 2. Lang kaya yon. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 2, 8, 9. So ganyan pa lang, di ba? Puro fingers pa lang. Actually, tama naman, ano, you use your fingers in counting. Actually, noon pa, in the early years, man used fingers and toes in counting. Sabihin mo pati paa. Pati paa gamit-gamit sa pagbibilang.
Oh.
And because of that, fingers and toes are considered as the first counting tools. So again, ano ang first counting tools?
Fingers and toes.
Yan, fingers and toes. Right?
So, papaprint ko ba yung module?
If you wanted to. Pero I prefer na i-print. Okay? So yun, so it's very obvious din naman na since we also use our fingers before in counting, even in multiplication, di ba? We also use our fingers and we call it finger math. Marunong kayo mag-finger math?
Yung ganun po yung...
Halimbawa, 7. 7 times 8.
Hindi
Marunong
po.
kayong ganyan?
Hindi po.
Ayun lang, ano.
Ako po hindi.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Tapos, imumultiply yung natira sa taas. 3 times 2, ilan?
Alilito po kami kung saan ilalagay yung mga fingers.
Oh, okay. So yun, so dito madali natin malalaman ano, kung halimbawang hindi pa kabisado yung ano, kung hindi pa kabisado yung mga matataas na digits sa multiplication, ginagamit din yung finger math. So gaya nga nito, halimbawa ito yung 7. So ito yung 7 kasi 5, 6, 7, 8 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So pag minultiply natin yan, this is 7, this is 8. So 7 times 8, ganyan pagtatapat-tapatin yan.
Excuse me lang po, kukuha lang
Alright.
ng tubig.
So tapos, yung ilalim magiging by 10. Tapos yung taas, you're going to multiply them. So para mangyari, 3 times 2 is 6. Tapos i-add nyo yung ilalim na 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 56. So 56 ang answer ng 8 times 7. So gamit ang finger math. So yun na nga. So man used both fingers and toes in counting. But soon enough, na-realize nila na very limited lang pala ang paggamit ng fingers and toes. So they thought of using objects to represent numbers. At naisip na nga nilang gamitin ang shells. Yan, gumagamit sila ng shells. Gumamit sila ng mga chicken bones, ng sticks, pebbles, yan, pati nga mga strings. Strings, mga binuhulbol na strings. Or any number of objects. Ano? At hanggang sa umabot na nga ang mga sinaunang tao sa pagkakaimbento ng abacus. Abacus is the first machine used for counting and calculating. So it's the first man-made computing device. It is made of wooden frame. Ito yung wooden frame niya. And yung nasa gitna niya, these are the beads. Ano?
Ano po yung nasa?
Abacus. That's abacus. Okay? So yung made of wooden frame, yung pinaka-frame niya, gawa sa kahoy. Metal rods, yung nasa gitna, rods, yung pinaka-stick. And then yung nakapaloob niya, yung mga black, these are the, yung rods, tapos wooden beams, ano? Wooden beads. Sorry. Beams, wooden beads. Yung mga color blocks.
Yung pinost niya po ba, sir, pang whole quarter na po?
No, not yet. Hindi pa. So may lang kasi yung yung lesson 3. So may lesson 4 pa tayo for sure. So yun, so that's the abacus, ano? So from fingers and toes, naging pebbles, nagkaroon ng shells, ginamit ang sticks, ginamit ang strings, pati mga buto ng manok. Pagkatapos kumain ng manok, yung buto hindi tatapon. Ginagamit sa pagbibilang. Hanggang sa naimbento na nga ang abacus, which is the first machine, first computing device. Man-made
Sino
computing
po yung
device.
pinakaunang taong gumawa niyan?
Actually, hindi given yung name, Unknown kasi yung name ng pagkakagawa ng abacus. Right? So years passed after the invention of abacus, maraming inventions pa ang naglabasan for calculating. So dito na papasok tayo, So nauna yung timeline na. Yung timeline of the early counting, yung fingers and toes, pebbles, abacus. Papasok ngayon tayo sa mga gaya ni Blaise Pascal. So Blaise Pascal is a French mathematician, a physicist, inventor, philosopher, writer, and Catholic theologian. Okay, so he invented yung tinatawag na Pascaline. Okay, Pascaline, also called arithmetic machine. It is the first calculator or adding machine to produce in any quantity and actually used before. Pascaline was designed and built in 1642. May mga years na tayo, May mga years. 1642. So it is a wooden box. So ito yung itsura niya. It is a wooden box that could only add and subtract by means of a series of gears and wheels. Ito yung mga gears and wheels niya. Nasa ibabaw na
So,
yan.
bawal po division and multiplication.
Hindi pa niya kaya. So ang kaya lang niya is to add and to subtract. Okay? So Pascal's invention of the mechanical calculator in the early 40s was born out, to desire to help his father in collecting taxes. Yung father kasi ni Blaise Pascal was a tax collector. Okay? So his father did a lot of computations during his days. Kaya naman, Blaise Pascal invented a computing machine para makatulong sa father niya sa pag-compute ng mga tax collections. So yun talagang naging initial purpose niya dyan. Was to help his father sa kanyang tax collection, sa pag-compute ng tax collections. So again, Pascaline, ang tawag dyan, Pascaline.
Okay po.
So Blaise Pascal, Pascaline. So madaling tandaan, di ba? Pascal, Blaise Pascal. Yung kanyang invention, Pascaline. So after Blaise Pascal, na-improve, after the Pascaline, it was improved by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Again, please, paulit ang pangalan, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Yung kanyang surname ay, ang pronunciation is Gottfried. Leibniz. Okay? Yung kanyang first name, Gottfried, not Gottfried. Hindi siya pranito. Wilhelm Gottfried.
Godfrey.
Hindi. So, Gottfried. Okay, Gottfried.
Right.
Naprito. So, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. So, ito ay Leib. Tapos ito ay Nitz. N-I-T. Z, ganun. So, meron siyang letter T. Nitz. So, Leibniz. So, he's a German polymath, active as a mathematician, philosopher, scientist, and diplomat. So, in 1673, he perfected the Leibniz Calculator. Okay? Kanina, anong year yung kanina? Yung nauna was 1642. Okay, 1642, yung Pascaline. Tapos, in-improve ni Leibniz. Okay, nung na-improve niya, na-perfect niya yun nung 1673. At yun nga, yung kanyang tinatawag na Leibniz Calculator.
Sir, buhay pa ba yan?
Ano yan?
Buhay pa yan.
Sa tingin mo, 1673? Yung kanyang invention? So,
Tama na. Tama. Patay na pala.
so yun, so ito yung itsura, yung kanyang Leibniz Calculator. It is also known as step reckoner. Okay, yun din ang tawag sa kanya. Kanina, yung Pascaline, also known as arithmetic machine. Ito namang Leibniz Calculator, also known as step reckoner. Ngayon, anong kayang gawin ng Leibniz Calculator? Sabi kasi in-improve, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, yung Pascaline na-upgrade. Yan, kung sa atin, na-upgrade.
Pwede na gawin yung tatlo.
So ngayon, it is said to be much superior than Pascaline. Kasi it could do more than just add and subtract. So ano pa kaya niyang gawin?
Multiplication.
Yes. So it can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and find square roots of number. Di ba? Tapos hindi lang yan, large numbers kaya niya. It can even divide hanggang it can get up to 16-digit result. Okay? Tapos it can divide 16-digit number by an 8-digit number. So ganun ganun kalaki niya yung kaya niyang gawin before. During that time, mataas na klase ng calculator na yan. Right? So ganun kahusay yung calculator ni Leibniz. So again, yung nauna natin was the Pascaline or the arithmetic machine. Sumunod ang Leibniz calculator or the step reckoner. Yung una kaya lang mag-add and subtract. This time, kaya na niya mag-add, mag-subtract, kaya rin mag-multiply, divide, and find square roots of number. Right? So we're done with the two. Okay ba? Naunawaan ba?
Opo.
Okay So, nasa history tayo ng computers. Ngayon, pakalala ko sa inyo si Joseph Marie Jacquard. Okay, yung kanyang surname is Jacquard. Yan ang pronunciation.
Taga-French po lahat ng yan.
Yes. He's a French weaver and merchant. Pag weaver, ano bang naisip niyo pag sabing weave? Yung nag-weave. Di ba ginagawa sa Pilipinas yung mga nag-weave?
Hindi ko alam.
So yun So, pag nag-weave, ibig sabihin, gumagawa ng tela. Okay? Ng mga fabrics. Ng mga textile. Okay? So, he's the inventor of the first loom to weave designs into cloth. Yan Meron pa pala may cloth. Okay? It is the first loom to weave designs into cloth. His invention also used punch card technology, which eventually helped make computers in the mid-20th century. Wait lang Si Miss Anna raw ay nag-message sa akin. Alright. So ito na. Nag-message kasi si Miss Anna. Okay, so ito na yung itong sunod na slide natin. Ito yung Jacquard loom. Okay? Kaya nitong gumawa ng lahat ng mga fabrics with complex patterns. Kaya nga naging sikat ito sa paggagawa ng mga bed sheets at tablecloths. So Joseph Marie Jacquard invented the Jacquard loom in 1801. Okay? Medyo malayo yung malayo yung year, yung kanyang yung time niya, yung year niya. After ng Leibniz Calculator, which was invented in 1673, which was perfected. Kasi 1671 pa lang na invento na ni Leibniz yung yung calculator niya, pero na perfect niya nung 1673 pa. Okay? Nalimutan ko sabihin sa inyo. So 1671 una nang na-invento ni Leibniz yung calculator niya. And it took him almost 2 years para ma-perfect ito. So 1673 nung na-perfect niya. So this time, it's 1801. 1801 nung na-invento naman ni Jacquard ang kanyang Jacquard loom. Okay? So it was a weaving machine that used encoded punch cards. Okay? Tandaan nyo gumagamit siya ng punch cards to control the action of weaving and allowing any desired pattern to be reproduced automatically. So itong Jacquard loom, kaya nitong gumawa ng lahat ng fabrics with complex patterns. Okay? Complex. Medyo may hirap na patterns na 'yon. Na kaya nga ito naging sikat naging sikat siya sa paggagawa ng mga bed sheets at saka mga tablecloths.
So, mahal po yan.
Yes. And weavers today hanggang ngayon ginagamit pa ang Jacquard loom. Meron pa rin gumagamit hanggang ngayon. So yung Jacquard's loom,
Ganyan. Madami pong ganyan dito.
not exactly dito, no? But siyempre sa mga sa ibang bansa, even in Canada, ginagamit pa rin yan. Okay, so Jacquard's open hole and closed hole system was the first use of a binary code to control automated motions that would later become known as a computer. Kasi ngayon, yung mga computers natin, gumagamit sila ng binary codes. Okay? The zeros and ones. So sa kanya nagsimula yung binary code kay Jacquard Loom. Kay Joseph Marie Jacquard. Mula sa kanyang invention na Jacquard Loom. Okay, so ito yung tsura ng Jacquard Loom. Yan. So ito yan. So in actual, so ito yung tsura ng kanyang punch cards. Okay? So gumagamit siya ng open holes at mga closed holes. Yan, yan ang itsura niya. Yung actual na itsura. At ito naman yung itsura nung tela na nagagawa ng Jacquard Loom. So yun yung mga designs na kayang gawin.
Maganda tela.
Sabi ganun kanina pangit.
Kabayo.
So yun, so iba't ibang designs ang kayang gawin. So depende kung paano mo iaayos yung mga punch cards. Right, next to Jacquard is Charles Babbage. So para siyang repolyo, cabbage. Charles Babbage.
Hindi niya naisip ko.
So he is an English mathematician, philosopher, inventor, and mechanical engineer. Okay, and is also considered hindi lahat some considered him to be the father of computers. Kasi yung ibang mga philosophers, ibang mga tao, hindi si Charles Babbage ang kino-consider na father of computers. Okay?
Pero yun po yung iba.
Yes. So mostly, mas marami ang kumikilala kay Charles Babbage bilang father of computers. Okay? Kasi in some articles, in time, may mababasa kayo, hindi si Charles Babbage ang nakalagay na father of computers. Kasi marami na ako nabasa ng ganyan about sa computer. Hindi si Charles Babbage yung nakalagay. Okay? So ngayon, kanina we learned that Jacquard made a machine that used binary code sa pagkontrol ng automated motions. Yun na nga mismo yung system na ginagamit ng computer. So ito naman Charles Babbage, mas mahalaga pa ang naiambag sa pagkakaimbento ng computers. Okay? So in 1822, kanina 1801 1801 yung Jacquard Loom. So in 1822, so 20 years after, Babbage designed a computing machine called Difference Engine. Okay, so this machine was to be used in calculating and printing simple math tables. Imagine, in the early 1820s, may machine na noon that is capable of computing several sets of numbers and making hard copies. Okay, hard copies yung printed materials. Ibig sabihin, nakakapag-print na siya. Okay, so making hard copies of results. Yung itong difference engine, kaya na niya mag-print. And then, so 1822 yan In 1830s, in the year 1837 to be exact, Babbage designed a second computing machine called Analytical Engine. Okay, lumaki na. Lumaki yung kanyang difference engine. Lumaki yan. So this machine was to be used in calculating complicated problems by following a set of instructions. So it uses punch cards. So gaya nung kay Jacquard Loom, gumagamit din ng punch cards and can perform similar conditional operations. So sinasabi rin na yung analytical engine is the successor to Babbage's difference engine, which was a design for a simpler mechanical computer. Yung naunang machine ni Babbage, which was the difference engine, ini-upgrade niya. Okay? And he came up to this analytical engine. Yun nga lang, during that time, ng mga 1830s, 1820s, yung technology wasn't advanced enough. Hindi pa ganun kataas. Hindi pa ganun ka-advance yung technology. Kaya nga both of the projects of Babbage, yung analytical and difference engine, kinulang din sa pondo. Okay? And at syempre, kung walang pondo, wala kang matatapos, right? Syempre, wala kang budget eh. So anong magagawa mong project? And that's why anong nangyari na noon, Charles Babbage wasn't able to finish any of his inventions. Hindi niya natapos yan parehas. Pero yung design, syempre natapos niya yung design. Yung nga lang, yung actual machine, hindi niya natapos gawin. But because of his designs and ideas, the computing machines nung pagdating ng mga 1900s were made. Kasi pinagbasihan na yung kanyang design ng mga sumunod pang mga machines. Okay, kaya nga si Charles Babbage was considered the father of computers kasi sa kanya nagsimula. Sa kanyang design nagsimula ang halos lahat na ng mga sumunod na computers. Hindi man niya natapos yung project niya, still his ideas and designs got the accreditation at kaya nga kinilala siya bilang father of computer. Right? Okay, 31. So 8 minutes na lang. Sana matapos natin. Okay, next is kapangalan ko si Herman Hollerith. So kanina puro French, di ba? Ngayon it's a German. A German-American statistician, inventor, and businessman who developed an electromechanical tabulating machine for punch cards to assist in summarizing information and later in accounting. So Hollerith, during the time niya, he wanted to speed up the work involved in taking the government census. Census, sa census kasi nag-work before eh. So when we say census, alam niyo ba census?
Hindi ho.
Hindi, yun. So when we say census, it's a survey. Survey siya of the population of a country that's carried out para malaman kung gaano ba karami ang taong nakatira sa bansa. Tapos do sa census na yun, they will write down the information gaya ng mga names, yung mga information like birthday, birthplace, address, jobs. Yun yung mga nire-record. Okay? So yun nga, Hollerith wanted to speed up the process of US Census during the 1890. Okay? Nasang year na ba tayo kanina? Diba 1830s? No, 1837, yung Analytical Engine. Kay Herman Hollerith, nasa 1890 na tayo. 1890. Okay? So in 1890, Hollerith invented the tabulating machine. Okay? Or tinatawag na census machine. Sa ano niya kasi sa module tinawag siyang census machine. So Hollerith invented census machine or also known as the tabulating machine using the notes that were left by Babbage. So yung ideas ni Babbage ginamit ngayon ni Hollerith para makabuo siya ng census machine. So the census machine of Hollerith is an electromechanical machine that used punch cards. Okay? Gumagamit siya ng punch cards to record and sort data or information. So yung kay Hollerith, it was used in the 1890 census of the US. Ang mga clerks during that time ay gumamit ng mga key punches, yung mga punch cards, para makapag-input ng age, para makapag-input ng residence, gender, at iba pang info ng bawat residente. At yun nga, according to the US Census Bureau,
Hindi matagal po yun gamitin.
Actually, ito na nga, no? Ang nangyari dyan, it takes time naman eh. Kumaga, kailangan na mo ng proper training para magamit yung machine. So with proper training, mabilis mo rin siya magagamit. Kumaga, masasanay ka na sa paggamit ng machine na yan.
Okay.
And according to the Bureau of Census sa US, yung census na yon, it only took 2.5 years to complete the US Census, which was ahead of schedule and far under budget. Okay? So, wala pa, no? Kumbaga yung target nila na time para matapos yung census, mas maaga na lang natapos because of the census machine, because of tabulating machine. Okay? At kaya nga siya tinawag na census machine kasi nga ginamit siya sa 1890 US Census. Right? So that's it. Next meeting, we'll be discussing about the generations of computer. Okay? So the next topic natin, generations
Isa
of
po
computer.
yung timeline of computers.
Kasama rin siya sa timeline. Okay? Kumbaga ngayon, this time, papasok tayo sa first generation. Ito na yung yung nagpasimula ng mismong ating ginagamit na computers. So from the first generation up to the fifth generation of computer. Yan na. So yun natin magiging next discussion. Any question muna?
Wala na po.
Wala na po? O sige, quiz na muna tayo. Walang tanong. Okay? Ayaw naman. Iling naman si Kasaya, ayaw niya. Alright, so that's it for today. So I'll be seeing you on Friday. So may isa pa tayong discussion bago ako magbigay ng assignment. Alright? Or maybe, pwede pala magbigay konti activity for tomorrow. Alright, so just wait for...
Mag-aabang na lang po ako.
For CJ, maiwan sa CJ, okay? Thank you.
Sir, sino po maiiwan?
CJ,
Bakit po?
hindi pa siya nakapag-exam.
Ayaw nga pala.
Mag-leave na po.
Yes po, si CJ lang maiiwan.
Sige po.
CJ, mag-exam ka na?
Opo.
Okay, nice ko lang. Okay, you may now go to Google Classroom. Okay, access ang Google Classroom and then start answering your exam.
Sige po.
Kapag naputol ang call, ituloy mo lang yung pagsasagot, ha? Okay?
Opo.
And huwag mo madaliin.